Sairam students, and welcome back. Our today's session is based on formal letter. I hope students you all are ready with a pen and a notebook to write all the important points that we are going to discuss. So students, let us first understand what is a letter writing. A letter writing is a written message conveyed from one person to another person, generally via post. We can also say as a letter is a written form of communication that is addressed to a specific person or a specific organization. We can also say the relationship between the writer and the receiver determines the way a letter is written. There are several ways of writing a letter, each having its own style. So students, let us now understand the two types of letter. Letters are of two types, formal letter and informal letter. In this session, we are going to learn about formal letter. But before that, let us understand few points on informal letter. Informal letter are written for personal communication. We use casual and emotional tone while writing this informal letter. Informal letters include letters to parents, relatives, friends, and so on. These letters have an easy and conversational language. I hope students you have got a gist of informal letter. Now let us understand what is formal letter, as our main topic in this session is to understand formal letter. A formal letter is written for businesses or professional purposes. These letters include applications, letters to editors, official letters, letters to and from organizations, government departments, and so on. These letters have an object in mind. While writing formal letter, one should ensure that it is not too extensive. And students, these letters are supposed to be to the point. Now there are different types of formal letter, like a letter to editor, a letter to government, letter to the police, letter to the principal. It can be a order letter, an inquiry letter, a business letter, a letter to the bank manager, invitation letter, and so on. Now students, before we understand the format for formal letter, let us note some important tips to keep in our mind to make a formal letter more attractive. A formal letter strictly follows the prescribed format for writing a formal letter. Students, you should be choosy in words and phrases. Use of casual words or unofficial words or abbreviation or slang languages must be restricted while writing a formal letter. A formal letter must be precise and to the point. Now students, very important point. The subject line is very important in a formal letter. The tone and language in a formal letter must be always formal. Write in a respectful tone. Avoid making threatening, anger, or sarcastic comments. Students, clarity of thoughts must be there. You must arrange the words and the sentences in such a manner as to convey the exact meaning. I hope students you all have understood the important points of formal letter. Now let us continue ahead and understand the format. Now, there's a standard CBSE format which we need to follow. Let us understand this step by step. A person writing the letter is the sender. Suppose you are writing the letter, so you have to write your address. The address and contact details of the sender are written on the top left side of the sheet. Now students, PIN code is compulsory when you are writing the address. One more important point students, you will not use any punctuation mark while writing the address or throughout the format. As you can see here, there is no punctuation mark used. After writing the address, you have to leave a line. I hope students you all have understood how to write the address. Now let us understand the next step, that is how to write the date in the formal letter. The date is written below the sender's address after leaving one space or a line. Adhere to the format, that is date, month, year. Example 18 June 2020. There are certain incorrect ways of writing the date where one can lose marks. Remember the incorrect method which you are not going to use, like superscripting the date like ST, ND, RD, TH are not the correct way of writing the date. Write the name of the month in full. Write complete spelling of the month. For example, if you are writing the month June, you will write as JUNE and not as JUN. That will be completely incorrect method. Do not write incomplete year or shortcuts like just writing 20 instead of 2020. Do not write the date with hyphen or slash. Like for example, 18-6-2020 is incorrect method, or 18/6/2020 is again incorrect method. I repeat, superscripting the date or writing incomplete spelling of the year or writing incomplete year like 20 instead of 2020 or using hyphen or slash while writing the date are simply incorrect method. The correct method of writing the date is 18 June 2020. That is date, month, year is the correct format for writing the date. I hope students you all have understood the correct format for writing the date in the formal letter. Now let us move ahead and understand the next step, that is receiver's address. To one whom we are writing the letter will be the receiver's address. Receiver name and address are written leaving a line after the date and left aligning it. Now You will write the receiver's name only if it is mentioned in the question, or else you will directly write the designation. For example, the designation of the recipient are like the officer, the principal, the editor, and so on. Write the official address below the designation without leaving a line. Now students, for writing the receiver's address, you need to follow the same format as sender's address. And you will not use any punctuation mark. I hope students, you all have understood how to write the receiver's address. Now let us move ahead and understand the next step. Next is subject. Now student, this is something very important. Subject draws the attention of the reader. Write the subject below the receiver's address after leaving a line and above the salutation. Subject must be written in one line. Remember, I repeat, subject must be written in one line. It must convey the matter for which the letter is written. I hope students, you all have understood the concept of subject. And now let's move on and understand how to write salutation. Yes students, it is important to use correct form of salutation. Example, dear sir or dear madam, or simply sir or madam, or you can also write as respected sir or respected madam. You will avoid using the casual greetings like hi, hello, hey, and so on. I hope these points are clear. Now, let us move ahead and understand body in the formal letter. Students, the body forms the most important section of the letter. We need to divide the body into 3 paragraphs. Leave a line after each paragraph. In the first paragraph, introduce yourself and the purpose of writing the letter in brief. Begin the sentences or phrases like I wish to draw your attention, or you can begin as on behalf of the residents of so and so, I wish to draw your attention. Understand students, you will not write so and so. Instead of so and so, you have to write the address. Then, I will give you one more example. You can also start as I wish to express, and then you can continue with the matter. I hope students, you all are understanding how to begin. You can use your own expressive way also. Then, in the second paragraph, give a detail of the matter. Third paragraph is the conclusion. Conclude by mentioning what you expect. For example, a solution to your problem, or to highlight an issue in the newspaper, and so on. I hope students, you all have understood what is required in the body of the formal letter. Now, let us move ahead and understand the next step, that is subscription or complimentary closing. Students, you must write the subscription below the third paragraph and after leaving a line. You will write the subscription as yours sincerely or yours truly. Now, understand this students. Yours sincerely is used when writing to someone whom you have met before, or you have spoken to that person on phone or somehow you know that person. And yours truly is written to someone you do not know very well. Now, remember students, there is no apostrophe in yours. Now, let me explain you something like this. If you are going to write yours like YOURS and you put an apostrophe mark, you will be simply losing your marks, students. So you will not put any apostrophe mark on yours. I hope you all have understood how to write yours. And the second word is not capitalized like sincerely or truly. You will not capitalize sincerely S or truly T. I am repeating again students, you will not punctuate. That is, throughout the format, you will not use any punctuation mark. I hope students you all have understood how to write the subscription. Now let us move ahead and understand the next step. Now students, the next is sender's name, signature and designation. Write sender's name if given in the question. If sender's name is not mentioned in the question, then simply write XYZ. You will write the designation just below the name. Students, understand, designation will always carry a weight to your letter. Now, suppose you are writing the letter, so your designation will be student. I'm sure student, you all have understood the format for formal letter. Now, let's look at the example. Now, let's read this example. Now students, this is the sender's address and you can see I have written the pin code. Now students, do you all remember what is sender's address? Yes, the one who is writing the letter. Now for example, if you are writing the letter, so you are going to write your address. Am I clear? Then after writing the address, you are going to leave a line. Then after that, you will write date. Now again, remember the format for date is date, month, year. That is 18 June 2020. You can see I have written the complete spelling of June and I have written 2020. I have not used any shortcuts. Just after writing the date, again you will leave a line and then you will write the receiver's address. I hope students you remember what is receiver's address. Yes, you are correct. Receiver's address is the one to whom I am writing the letter. Then just below the address, if you see in this receiver's address, I have also written the pin code and I have not used any punctuation mark throughout the format. Now, just below the receiver's address, again I will leave a line and then I will write subject. Now, I have written the subject in one single line. As you all have understood by now, subject draws the attention of the reader. So it is just written in one single line. Alright student, the next is, after writing the subject, you will again leave a line and then you will write salutation. So I have written as dear sir, and remember again, you will not punctuate. Now this is the body and you can see it is divided into 3 parts. Now after each paragraph you have to leave a line so that your letter is presentable. Now students, after completing the 3rd paragraph, you will again leave a line and then you will write yours truly. Now, I have written the subscription as yours truly as I do not know this person. Now, students, just below the subscription, I have written the name Piyush Sharma because the name was given in the question, and if, as you all know, the sender's name is not mentioned in the question, then you are simply going to write XYZ. Students, here the person who is writing the letter is a resident. So the designation written here is resident. I hope students you all have understood what is formal letter and the format of formal letter. Now it's time for you all to do the assignment. As you all know, you will be getting a link. You just need to click on the link, complete your assignment and then click on submit button. See you again next time. Sairam, take care.